Life is a mystery. Life is a mystery. But right now I have the morning sun in my eyes coming through the windows, and I'm feeling alright. So, my name is Ellery James Roberts. I am a songwriter, an artist from illustrious projects that somebody out there may have heard of. I was just playing a little piece that's called LYF. I wrote when I was 19, this little piano line. It became a song with the band Woo Life. And it's a theme that's always traveled with me. I like to play it to myself. It always kind of resurfaces in these moments of transition and moments of change, you know. The mystery, you never really know what is on the path before you, but you have to come to trust it. And this is what, you know, I'm aspiring to do in this moment right here, speaking to you through a little black camera lens. Earlier this summer, I held a songwriting mentorship program that I called Song of the Self, and it was my first attempt at articulating my own practice, my own process. I've been writing songs. Well, the first song I wrote was about a maths teacher when I was 9, I think. There was a recording of it. I wish I knew where it was. It was a diss track to my maths teacher. Since then, I've matured slightly. I can't make great promises on that front, but you know, I have my practice, my process has developed. I've made a few records with my partner Ebony Horn. Lost Under Heaven. You can check those out if you haven't ever come across them. I think there's some beautiful songs in there. And yes, Woo Life, who was the who. I always kind of relate to Woo Life as a separate entity. Woo Life was a quartet, a heavy pop quartet from Manchester that I played with in my youth. So, Song of the Self. There's this phrase I came to whilst trying to find the language that I wanted to talk about Song of the Self, about my songwriting as a mentorship, to offer what I have learned to another. The phrase mythopoetic inquiry is something I've been tracking, following from the work of people like Martin Shaw, that led me into this mythopoetic men's movement that took place in the 80s, I think, around Robert Bly's work. And this notion of mythopoetic inquiry, if I was to try and offer my comprehension of what it means, I would say something like looking at your life through the lens of myth to see the emergent archetypal patternings, the narrative arcs, those moments in life that, you know, maybe seem inconsequential at the time, but send you on a path. For me, this feels like I'm profoundly in the midst of one of them. This notion that there's the seed of what your life may be, and if you are attuned to your inner world, the insights, the intuitions that come in through the inner world, your life follows a path, and there is purpose, there is meaning. And Robert Bly's work, Iron John, led back to Marie von France and Jung, and I kind of made, I can claim no depth of knowledge, but a study into Jung's work. I know it's quite in the zeitgeist these days. But coming to Jung's notion of the self and certain techniques that he brought forth, active imagination, shadow work, I practiced kind of went into that work, practiced that work, and I saw its reflection in my songs. That for me, in my own way, songwriting had always been my own self-inquiry, my own introspection, and utilizing these techniques, the sense of all creation being an emergence from the collective unconscious. This is something that my experiences in life have led me to fundamentally believe, that there is a unified field, a ground of being from which all emanates. And of course, what we do with those ideas, those thoughts, can be for beauty, or it can be for, how do we say, tragedy. Is that the word to say? This metaphor of the fire, the flame that can burn down a house, or it can, it can do something worthwhile. It can warm you. It can keep you alive in the winter. So yeah, Jung's notion of the self, the wholeness of being, that is where the song of the self, I believe that each of us has inner self, of course, an inner self, but also there's the fullness of self. So self isn't just the kind of the small egoic pastimes, the surface. I'm talking for the greater self, the deeper self, and to connect in with that self and allow that to be the expression we bring into the world. Perhaps that is at the heart, the essence of what I'm aspiring to do, a song of the self. It's a methodology that I'm making up as I go along. And the first people that took part in the work, they seemed to take a lot out of it, at least so they told me. I started to develop these thoughts maybe 18 months ago now. A mentor of mine suggested that I could mentor others, that I had a quality, I had the ability, I had something within me where I could bring light to others. And I decided to pursue it. And the process of creating it led me to develop this 5-part workshop where I broke down the songwriting process. It goes from the kind of imaginative potential, this very free-form expression, just allowing what emerges to emerge, bringing that into the body, working with the voice, practices to strengthen the voice, the diaphragm, breathing, to really become confident and strong in your own voice, to fall in love with your own voice. I know a lot of people struggle with the sounds of their own voice. My voice is as bizarre to me as it is to anyone else, but it's what comes out my mouth when I speak. From there, emotional literacy, really feeling the feeling into fullness. And from there, we moved into a discussion of lyrics, and particularly the poetics of language, to articulately express your inner world, to find the language to name how you feel. It was a part where when I went on this deep dive and reflection into my own lyrical process, you see sometimes your lyrics, the words that you use, it's like they have some prescience of your life, what your life may become. So if you can follow those hints, it's helpful. It's helpful. And I do believe in to a large extent, that manifesting potential of the right use of language, conscious use of language. So we go into that. And then we take it into what makes a song, structure, structure, melody. We make a little study of what I regard as the classics. And the whole time I'm inviting the group and the community that took place in this small group of people, very intimate, was beautiful. I learned so much. I learned so much from the comrades who are committing to the art. And then we finally come to a reflection on just the path, life, surrendering to it, trusting it. So it was a beautiful experience. I'm holding another one this autumn, and I came to relate to my own songs in a new way. And I thought it'd be interesting to spend some time looking over my path and my process over the past 15 years, say, of songwriting, reflecting on the songs that I'm, perhaps that are most alive for me in this moment. I've probably wrote 50 songs or so by now, but there's a handful that sort of stand luminous to me. So I'm going to make a series of videos. We'll see how long I keep it up for, but right now I've got this place to myself. The sun is shining. I know we're heading into autumn, but riding the energy of this moment, I feel like just doing it. So we'll see where this leads. This is the first video I've put on this YouTube channel for 13 years, since Carews Lamont, and I'm gonna come to that next time. So tune in, follow along. Thank you for being here. Any final parting words I need to say? Yeah, you can read more. There's a website. All right, I feel like that's probably going to be enough. And with that, I would like to say goodbye. Stay safe. Be kind to people. Smile. Laugh joyously at the smallest thing. I'll tell you a little story before I go.
You want to prove your madness to the world?
No, I won't tell you anything. All right. Goodbye.